Alan, a client of mine, relayed a story last week that was funny and inspiring and demonstrates what I think real leadership is. Have you ever noticed just how much the smallest things can make the biggest difference? I've found that if you help your staff identify and rectify those small little frustrations before they grow to become giant pains in their side, it can make a huge difference to their engagement and performance. Last week, Alan ran an exercise that I have many of my clients do with their teams once or twice a year called Fall in Love with Your Job Again. Some of my clients call it the small things stock take because it takes stock of those little frustrations that somebody might be experiencing, and it gives you, their manager, a chance to help them fix those frustrations before they grow. One of his team, we'll call him Tom, was frustrated about the tips of his fingers becoming dry by the end of the day. Well, that's a first. I've never heard that one before. But then Alan explained what was happening. Tom has fairly large hands and was using a small little mouse without a mouse pad. Well, his fingers were rubbing against the desk, making the tips dry. It was getting really uncomfortable for the poor guy. What did Alan do? He went out and he bought Tom a bigger mouse and a mouse pad. No more dry fingers. Alan is a hero in Tom's eyes, and it cost the company all of about $50. Alan's second team member, let's call him John, said that he didn't have anything that frustrated him. John's a fairly timid guy, and Alan actually suspected that there was something bugging John. See, Alan had noticed that John was wearing his jacket backwards, with the back in the front and his arms through the sleeves and it open in the back. And Alan asked John why he did that. He said, "That's kind of strange," but he suspected he knew the reason. And John admitted that he was actually quite cold sitting at his desk. The temperature of the office, how many arguments arise from that? Clearly, he wasn't able to adjust the temperature for an office of about 50 people just for John. But Alan did a bit of investigating and found that poor John was sitting right under a vent, and it was blowing straight down at him. No wonder he was cold. What did Alan do? He grabbed a ladder, lifted the ceiling panel, and put something over the vent to stop it from blowing down on John. Fixed. Again, instant hero. And I think a real leader. How many managers would be that observant? How many would take actions like Alan did immediately? The smallest things really do make the biggest difference to your staff. But the smallest things that you do for your staff can make the biggest difference in how they feel about you.